o'clock in Pirate Country, and it's time to get pumped up with the P-Man. Hit the door and hit the road. 94.3 The Game is going to get you home, and the P-Man's not holding back.
Yes! Yes! Pirates win! Pirates win!
Bring on the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
Holy mackerel! Oh, my goodness!
The flagship station of the ECU Pirates.
Do not adjust your dial. Patrick Johnson with you here. Thursdays, we will be on at 4 o'clock for the next few months as we make way for the Logan Zone, which will make its debut coming up in less than an hour from now. That's right. Coach Logan is back Thursdays from 5 until 7. It's the Logan Zone with Coach Steve Logan starting today on 94.3 and also on our sister station Talk 96.3. The Logan Zone is brought to you by Bill Clark Homes, Building Family Traditions, Greenville Utilities, Bojangles, and National Finance Company. All right, so Coach Logan coming up. Coach will also be with us tomorrow on the show, as will Armin Katan. We'll be back at 5 o'clock tomorrow on our normal time slot. Looking forward to that, but Coach Logan tomorrow. And we will also have the great Armin Katan with his book. Where is it? It's somewhere here. It is The Price of What It Takes to Win in College Football's Era of Chaos. Essentially everything that we have been writing about or talking about for weeks, months, years, crystallized in this book. So Armin Katan tomorrow. Today on the show, Brian North will be with us from WCTI 12, The Blitz. I guess they'll have an edition tonight. We'll find out. And also Justin Behr with ECU Sports Marketing is on with us. All right. Philip the Ref Pilkington is in. A busy, busy man. He's busier than a one-arm man hanging wallpaper. That's right.
I am. I get to learn from the best of Patrick Johnson and say, very busy, very busy. Your go-to saying.
Well, no. I don't just say I'm busy, very busy as a go-to say. That's what Henry says I say. I am busy.
I know.
It's not, I'm not saying it. I'm not like Buscemi and acting, like I'm got the weight of the world on my shoulders, and I don't. I got a lot going on. I just try
I
to
will
stay
say
with
you're
it,
right. Henry gives you heck, but you're right because and I'm busy because I'm like half the time I'm like tempted to text you, Patrick, can you do this for me? And half the time I think you're tempted to text me, Philip, can you do this for me? And I think once we get through the first game, we'll be better. If we can get through Saturday, Patrick, I think we will.
Yeah, no. The first one's always the one with the most going on. But thank you for all of your hard work this week, Pilk. Speaking of Pilk and Saturday game day, it is our Anson Belt and Buckle Pirate Game Day Countdown presented by Orthopedics East. It will be originating from Gate 5 and the Playfly tent between the Minges Coliseum and the Murphy Center. You can see us there and hope you will come out and be a part of that particular extravaganza. So that'll be going on. It'll be Philip, myself, and Joe Sampson. We'll have Steve and I go with us from Hoist the Colors. We'll have Jim Zoki with us. It'll be a big time. It will be a big time. All right, let's do a Pirate Report. We haven't heard a lot from Coach Houston this week, or at least since the beginning of the week in our audio set. So here it is, our Pirate Report. We start with Coach Houston saying you can tell it's game week with alls of the energy.
Finally game week. You could tell yesterday at practice, the older players have just a little bit of different energy in their step and their motions and in their focus. And all throughout the day today, there's been guys, around the facility and watching tape and getting some treatment in and stuff like that. So you can just tell there's a lot more urgency right now. So just excited to be at home. Looking forward to Dowdy Ficklin Stadium Saturday night. Looking forward to being back in front of our stands. Back in front of our fans and Pirate Nation being back in the stands. And it's been some a little bit of a tough time since the last time we were in the stadium, but I'm excited about where we are. I feel like that we have had a really good preseason camp. I think we have a roster that is prepared to be highly competitive this fall. Just ready to see us get out on the field and do it.
More from Coach. He scouts Norfolk State.
Big physical up front, both sides of the ball. Certainly impressed with both of the running backs, in particular 13. I thought he did a great job. He broke the 82-yarder on the counter early in the ball game, but does a great job getting downhill. They maybe not as much of that last year. Got a new offensive coordinator from Alcorn State, and we had heard rumor that you're going to see a lot of 12 personnel and a lot of downhill run game, and certainly that's what they came out and did. Rushing for well over 200 yards against Florida A&M, and doing a real good job. Power counter, same side zone, a lot of different variations of inside zone run game. So I thought they definitely wanted to come out and be that style of team, and did a great job with it.
Well, they got two runners, 146 yards for Kevon King, who had that 82-yard run and a pair of touchdowns. And then the downhill guy really is Xavier Evans. So Pirates, look, it's that counter tray we talked about with Joey, football coach, talked about it all week. And it is something that you really have to be up the middle, stout to defend with any amount of success, I guess you could say. So it'll be interesting. They're not a run the ball up the middle team in the traditional sense in what you're thinking, but it is a team that will run between the tackles with that counter. All right. What starting with a win would mean? I think you got to go back. What year is it, Pilk? 2016?
It is, before I was here.
Wow. In school, or you mean with IBX?
No, I was not in school. That was my senior year of high school. I was playing
wow.
high
So
school
this is
football
even
the last time
Wow.
ECU won a season opener.
Wow. I was doing the post games with Sonny and in Raleigh the last time ECU won a home opener, or an opener, excuse me, 2016. All right, here is Coach on what starting off with a win would mean.
Well, I think starting off on a positive note this season would do a lot. I think it'd do a lot for everybody, players, coaches, fans. We were in our leadership council meeting last night, and the guys, that's what they're talking about, just finding a way to get a win at home to start the year. And I think they're very, very focused. I think that they understand that we've got to go out and play really well, go out and execute. First game, sometimes you see sloppiness and jitters or whatever, and we don't want to do that. We want to go out and play at the level we know we can, and that's the focus this week, is just really focusing on being the best version of ECU that we can be.
Coach, on quarterback Jake Garcia not having played a competitive down in a couple of years.
I really want to keep things relaxed with him this week. I talked to Coach Baker and just talked about I want us just really relaxed. I don't want us uptight at all. I think that Jake is in a very good spot. He's practiced really, really well. He was good last week. He was sharp last night. He and Caton, I think, honestly, since we named a definitive starter, I think they both have been better. And for whatever reason that is, I think they both are prepared to play at a high level this fall. But I just wanted to go out there and do what we've watched in practice, all preseason.
Mike Houston in our Pirate Report with more on the good and bad of Norfolk State already having played.
Yeah, I think there's pluses and minuses, The positive for us is we've seen what they're actually going to do. They had a new offensive coordinator. We'd heard that they were going to do some things different defensively. They got a new special teams coordinator. But until you see them go out and play, you don't truly know exactly what they're doing. So, at least we got to see a live look at them Saturday night. They have not had that luxury from us. But the negative is they've had a game to go out and make some mistakes. They had a botched field goal. They had a missed 2-point conversion. They had a turnover. They did some things that if they correct those mistakes, they win that ball game Saturday night, and that would have been a huge upset for them. FAMU's one of the top teams in FCS. So I think there's pluses and minuses. But I like the fact that we've been able to see them on tape.
Well, all the focus on the offense, he has still with all the focus on the offense, Coach says he's challenged the defense to be better.
Well, I've challenged them that I think we should be better this year. And we got a lot of the same personnel. Certainly we lost Jeremy, we lost Julius, Jack. We lost some really good players. But the core is back, and they've worked very hard. I expect us to be better this year than we were a year ago. And I think we've practiced that way during the preseason camp. Now we got to go out there and play at a higher level on game day. But I think that they know that we're going to have the support of a pretty high-powered offense. Now, we'll see how fast we get to clicking on that side of the ball. But I've challenged them, and it's not anything they've challenged themselves. They expect us to be a very strong unit this year.
All right, couple more here, just for expediency's sake. This is Coach talking about how the players have rallied around Jake Garcia.
I think he's done a good job of being the kind of guy that they can rally around. Just with his demeanor, the way he's carried himself, his interactions with the offensive linemen, the receivers, the running backs. I think he's a really good communicator. I think that we all believe in him, coaches, players. We've watched him do it. He's earned this opportunity.
All right, let's go down to the last one here. Tired of practice, ready for the game, aren't we all?
I was ready at the end of last week. And this week has been slow. I'm glad we're not there yet because we're not perfect yet. And you'll never be perfect, but there's some things we really want to sharpen up. But no, we're ready to go play. I'm tired of practicing. I know they are too.
All right, there you go. Mike Houston with us here. This is the Patrick Johnson Show. Do not adjust your dial. We are on at 4 o'clock every Thursday for the next while. And we'll have the Logan Zone for you with Coach Steve Logan coming up at 5 o'clock. 2 hours of the Logan Zone. The shrimp for lunch, Pilk. It's coming up. All right, we are taking a break. And when we come back, we'll go through some things on Pirate Game Day for you. Our friend Justin Behr with the Sports Marketing Division, Athletics Marketing and Fan Engagement with East Carolina going to join us. Brian North also still to come on this edition of the Patrick Johnson Show, so don't you dare go away. We'll have more coming up right after these words.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you Farm to Fork Beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes, just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to Fork Beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
Living easy is the sound of children laughing as you make memories with neighbors and friends. It's the sound of nothing at all. It's the smell of the salt air. Hear the waters against the marsh grass. See the beauty of our coast. Bow Coast, located in Beaufort, North Carolina. Southern living's best small town.
Pirate Game Days, there's nothing like them. The atmosphere, first down, the tradition, the matchups, the magical finishes. Be a part of Pirate Game Days. Season tickets are as low as $115. Reserve your seat today to be a part of the experience of Pirate Game Days at Donnie Ficklin Stadium this fall.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human, about creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
You ready for this?
Oh, I'm very ready. Okay, ready?
You ready? Streaming to the world at 943thegame.com. This is the Patrick Johnson Show. Now in all his glory, here's the P-Man.
All right. Thanks for being with us here today. A special time for the Patrick Johnson Show. We'll be on during this hour throughout the football season, so we hope you will continue to tune our way. And, of course, you can always catch any moment you miss on the show, or if you just want to relive the magic. By God, why wouldn't you want to? You can do that at the IBX Media app. We have the podcast video form and audio form posted there. All right, Justin Behr has been in Greenville now. Gosh, what is it, 7 years already? Hard to believe.
Yep, 7 years.
Wow, that is stunning. I don't buy it. I can't believe it. You're too young to be around that long. So, Justin Behr, ECU's marketing and fan engagement poobah, joins us here. Justin, are we ready for some football?
You know, my desk right now is a disaster, which is the clear sign that it is football season, and it is right around the corner. We're ready. It got here quickly, but we're ready. We're excited for Saturday. Looking forward to watching some Pirate football.
All right. I want to go through everything folks need to know about, parking and traffic that you could speak to, tickets, when the gates open, anything anybody needs to know. So let's start. I know Freeboot is tomorrow. And then what time do all the tailgate lots and that sort of thing open, let's say on Saturday?
Yeah, so tailgate lots, kind of the rule for fans to know is it's either 6 hours prior or 8 a.m. So whichever is kind of later. So for those noon games, you'll see 8 a.m. Tailgate lots. But for this Saturday, with being a 6 p.m. kick, tailgate lots will be open at 12 noon. So I'm sure we will have a line of people waiting to get into the tailgate lots at noon on Saturday.
All right, and then the ticket office opens when?
Ticket office opens 3 hours prior to kick. So this weekend it'll be 3 p.m. They'll be open. So if you don't have your tickets already, or will call, you have any issues with your tickets, 3 p.m. on Saturday. I actually just talked to the ticket office. Very exciting to hear. We're looking like we're going to get over 15,000 season tickets this year, which is a great number. That's kind of the goal we kind of set as a department for the year. So getting over 15,000 should hit that this week. Is exciting for everybody involved.
No, that's fantastic. Great to hear that number. So with parking opening 6 hours before kick, in this case noon on Saturday, and things opening at 3 p.m. as far as the ticket office goes, I would imagine the gates open relatively shortly thereafter. When do gates open so folks can get into to the stadium?
Gates open at 4 p.m. 2 hours prior for all of our home games all year long.
All right. This is always Pirate Walk. I'm sorry, I was remiss in mentioning that. So on the promenade in front of the tower, the Pirate Walk, Coach Houston let us in a little bit on Monday about this, is that it is a tad earlier than it has been. That's usually been a couple hours before kickoff. What's the new timing this year, and what will that translate to on Saturday?
It's actually a tad later. So it used to be 2.5 hours. This year it'll be 2 hours and 15 minutes prior. So they should arrive right about 3:40, 3:45. It's kind of their ETA over here to the stadium. Pirate Walk, honestly, is one of those things. When I first started, they stopped on the north side, and it wasn't the same. When we did this south side renovation, I think the Pirate Walk is one of the coolest things that we do here at ECU. I usually get a bird's eye view of it, but having been a part of it in the past, I definitely think it's one of those things. If you're out and tailgating, definitely make sure to head over to the Pirate Walk, 345, support the guys, get them fired up. I think it's just a really cool thing to be a part of.
One other thing, there's a pickup and drop-off point for Uber and Lyft on Saturdays this season. That will take place at 14th Street between Elm and Berkeley. So that's obviously a positive thing for anybody that maybe has a few too many pirate beverages or wants to enjoy some pirate beverages. The other thing that is always, and this has been in effect for a good while, but it is still something when you have that volume of people, it's the clear bag policy. Run through that if you don't mind, Justin.
Yeah, like you said, Patrick, it's something we've done here for a while. And if you've really been to any of the sporting events, any major arena venue, clear bags are kind of the norm now. So you can fit anything in those clear bags that you want that are within the stadium rules. But so like blankets, jackets, sunglasses, whatever, wallets, things like that. They just need to be in a clear bag. I don't think that's something that should be any surprise to our fans at this point, but definitely something to get a touch on. The clear bag policy is still in effect here at Dottie Ficklin.
And I think women can bring a kind of a clutch purse that is within certain diameters.
It's just like the normal standard size clutch purse. If they have something smaller than that, wristlet, things like that, they can bring those in.
All right, and then people that might bring infants to the game or babies, their diaper bags and some other items are allowed in certain scenarios, but I guess there has to be a guardian with the kids, sort of thing, Justin.
Yep, that's correct. And so they're just subject to search. But if you're bringing an infant to the game, their bag's okay. You just have to have them searched.
If you're bringing an infant to the game, God bless you. That's all I can say.
Yeah. I brought their 2-year-old. I don't know how you did that, but he enjoyed himself. But it's a lot. So I credit all the moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas out there that are bringing the youth. We love to see that. Get them started young, get them started early, becoming a pilot early. So
that's the good thing, but still, God bless them. That's all you can say. Because it's your hands will be full. All right. Speaking of kids, the Charlie's Kids Zone, where will that be this year?
So that's still underneath sections 11 and 12, kind of in between gates 3 and 4 of the stadium. That's something really excited. Carl Rogers and his family have generously donated for that area, and their granddaughter Charlie. But Charlie's Kids Zone is something I think that we're really proud of here at ECU. That'll be down there in the grassy area. You'll see it. There's a bunch of big inflatables, different types of games. It's just a great area for parents to be able to take their kids because, as we were just mentioning, kids can get a little excited during the game and they need to get some of that energy out. So it's a great place for a parent to take their kid down to and kind of enjoy that for a little bit.
And again, that is near Gate 4 between sections 10 and 11, as Justin illustrated there. Season tickets closing in and maybe surpassing 15,000, which is a tremendous goal. Concessions. There's another area that obviously folks want to know about. So what do people need to know about concessions coming to Dowdy Ficklin Stadium for the home opener or just any games this season?
Yeah, our Airmark group, the sports entertainment group, they're not going by Pirate Hospitality, but they've done a great job over the past year and a half now to kind of really put Dowdy Ficklin Stadium in a position where all of our fans can be served and they can have some variety in what they're offered. But they're prepared. Their offices are right down the hall from me, and I've been seeing them. They've been working hard all week getting the stadium ready. So I know they'll be ready to go. But plenty of different concession options. One big thing to remind folks is that Dowdy Ficklin Stadium is cashless, so you have to use a card for all transactions, but that actually helps expedite a lot of the lines and things like that within the stadium. So you'll see plenty of concession options. They'll be well stocked. They'll be ready to go. I think they introduced those walk-through areas as well last year where you can kind of just grab and go at the end. So a lot of really great options, and they're working hard, and they'll be ready for all the fans coming on Saturday and all year long.
Can you use Apple Pay also? Is it set up for that?
Yep, Apple Pay is useful. Yep.
Okay, so Apple Pay can be used there too. Great. I just discovered Apple Pay, the beauty of it.
I think
So I'm excited.
I love Apple Pay. It makes it so much easier.
Let's see here. One other thing. Beer and wine locations. That is obviously going to be very popular, as it always is. I understand plenty of opportunities throughout the stadium to purchase those adult beverages if you were 21 and older.
Yes, they're everywhere. You'll see them, like I said, they have those walk-through brew areas now where they just have big coolers stocked. They have a couple of beer zone areas which are just for beer and wine and seltzers and all the different pirate beverages that are available. So plenty of options for our fans. I know that is a big part of the pirate tradition. So we make sure that they have the opportunity to purchase some pirate beverages.
All right, Justin, it's band day, which means there will be bands from different schools throughout Eastern North Carolina performing with ECU's band. So, do we have a number of how many we're expecting participating institutions and all that?
Yeah, so it's going to be approximately 500 total high school students. Our
Oh,
director
wow.
of bands, Dr. Bassito, does a great job organizing all that. So it's a really cool experience for those kids. They get to kind of be a part. They learn kind of a mini form of a halftime performance, and they get to go out there and perform. So, and it's a great opportunity for them, and then it's a great opportunity for us to kind of showcase what the Marching Pirates are and kind of our game day. So. We're really excited. I give a lot of the legwork is done by Dr. Joe and the Marching Pirates. So we just kind of help him execute it, but he does a lot of the legwork. But it should be exciting to see about 500 high school kids out there on the field with them on Saturday.
Anything else that you all will be introducing into maybe the game entertainment between timeout entertainment between quarters, that kind of thing? Anything to look forward to in general or particularly this week?
Yeah, we're introducing a few different types of new promotions. We're actually going to start doing, a lot of people go to the Hurricanes games, see the hero of the game. So we're recognizing, obviously, ECU's got such a strong military connection. So we're making sure to recognize veterans at every home game this year. They're doing a lot of really great things. So we're excited about that. We've got the in-stadium DJ back this year. I think he did a really great job last year. We're going to try to tweak some different things, try some new things. So should hear a little bit of different music. I mentioned the Marching Pirates; they've got some new stuff in their repertoire. So, I think the game day tradition here is so great that I'm always hesitant to make wholesale changes, but we do like to tweak and make some minor adjustments because if you're get stagnant, that's kind of the worst thing. But we've got a few different things that we're going to try to do, but I think it's going to be a great game day experience for the fans.
If you wanted to get in and see what the new intro video is going to be about and see the team taking the field to Purple Haze and what have you, what time would you recommend folks get into their seats?
So the game day kind of starts, I call it, about 17 and a half minutes before when we do Welcome to Dottie Ficklin, which leads into Bad to the Bone with PD and the Marching Pirates pregame show and all that. So I'd recommend about 20 minutes prior. So about 5:40 would be my recommended time to get in there. Make sure you're there. Obviously, be aware that everybody else is also trying to get in about 20 minutes prior. So, our ticket scanners do the best they can to get those lines in, but I definitely recommend getting in there at least 20 minutes prior to the game so you can see the entire pregame show, the new intro video, Purple Haze, Steve's the Pirate, Hoist the Colors. I still get goosebumps every time we go through that. Like you said, I've been here 7 years, but it still gets me excited. So I definitely recommend all of our fans experience that, especially, if you are a new fan or you haven't really experienced that, to definitely make sure to get in there early and see all that.
All right, Justin, if a lot of information, so if someone, maybe didn't catch every second of it or joined us midstream, is there a place they can go online to kind of, have all this laid out for them?
Yeah, we actually put out kind of a what's new in ECU at ECU football, kind of what to know this year. That's on our website, ecupirates.com. A lot of the things that I go over, all the clear bag policy, tickets, everything like that, ecupirates.com is the best place to find that. Pretty much everything. And if there are last-minute questions, feel free to email myself. My email is on the staff directory as well. I'm happy to answer questions, direct you in the right place if I don't have the answer. So, but you should be able to find pretty much anything you need on ECUPirates.com.
All right, Justin Behr, Director of Marketing and Fan Engagement, thank you so much for the time. We really appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you out there on Saturday.
Yeah, thanks, Patrick.
All right, Justin Behr with us here on the PJ Show. Let's send it to Pilk with a sports update and Pirate report. Then Brian North will join us. Pilk?
Thank you, P-Man. We will start right there in Pirate Athletics, where there will be a sporting event tonight. The soccer team will look to remain unbeaten as they host Coastal Carolina at 5:30. Make note of that start time, 5:30, not their normal 7 o'clock start on Thursday nights. Admission to Johnson Stadium is free all season long. The volleyball will begin action tomorrow in the Seahawk Classic. That is at 11 a.m. when they take on Queens. Also, another sporting event going on this weekend right here in Greenville. We'll remind you about it tomorrow, but the first cross-country meet of the season will be out at the North Rec Center. That is going to start at 7:30. Former ECU Pirate Avery Jones has been signed to the Buccaneers practice squad as their third-string center. Also, the New England Patriots have announced that Jacoby Brissett will be the Week 1 starter over rookie Drake May. And big college football games going on tonight include North Dakota State at Colorado and North Carolina at Minnesota as part of a full slate of action going on this Thursday night. Last night in women's basketball, Caitlin Clark hit her 86th three-pointer of the season, making her the rookie record holder for most three-pointers ever made in a rookie season that was formerly held by Rain Howard back in 2022. That'll do it for your 94.3 Game Sports Flash Update and Pirate Report. Going to preview some high school football from around the area with the Blitz Brian North on the other side of this timeout.
Hi, I'm D.R. Alligood.
And I'm his daughter, Jessica.
For 11 years, we have built quality driveways and parking lots for both your residential and commercial needs. We also offer free on-site quotes to have your custom driveways built the way you want.
252-946-1227.
Glenn, let's talk about a new program at Greenville Nissan.
Sure, sometimes bad things happen to good people, like credit hiccups.
Greenville Nissan just rolled out credit forgiveness.
If you've been making consistent car payments and you're tired of that high interest rate, this program is for you.
Get into a new Nissan with a manageable payment and keep that cash in the bank.
Come visit us at Greenville Nissan and drive your Nissan home today.
Hurry, this program ends September 3rd. Greenville Nissan, where we drive to serve.
Big tax credits are back. Get a 30% tax credit, up to $2,000 off your new Mitsubishi electric heat pump install. Let Comfort Master help you take advantage of the tax credits with a qualifying Mitsubishi electric ducted heat pump or non-ducted Mitsubishi electric mini splits. Mitsubishi electric mini splits are ideal for bonus rooms, garages, or sunrooms. If you need a new HVAC unit, call Comfort Master today.
Call Comfort Master. Call Comfort Master.
Best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers does real burgers better than anybody. And don't forget about the cheese sticks, fresh salads, and more. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, burgers and sports at its best.
Go Pirates! Arrgh!
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt and Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro-adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt and Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Hi, I'm D.R. Alligood.
And I'm his daughter, Jessica.
For 11 years, we have built quality driveways and parking lots for both your residential and commercial needs. We also offer free on-site quotes to have your custom driveways built the way you want.
252-946-1227.
Your confidence makes everything look good. You see the world in vivid color, not black and white. Swing through your neighborhood Fantastic Sam's Cut in color. and let our experienced stylists take you from everyday to extraordinary.
Fantastic Sam's hair salons are locally owned and operated. Our full-service salons are conveniently located in Goldsboro, Kinston, Greenville, New Bern, Jacksonville, and Calabash. Stop in today at Fantastic Sam's, where the possibilities are endless.
Have you noticed he's in his own little happy hour? We're back to the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
This is the Happy Hour program.
Here's the P-Man.
All right, thanks for being with us. Great to have you. Patrick Johnson Show here on 94.3 The Game. And we've got the Logan Zone coming up at the top of the hour. The premiere episode will be here at 4 o'clock every Thursday throughout the course of the football season. All right, tonight a lot of high school football games, including J.H. Rose playing on 102.7 tonight against Northeastern. That'll be a 6:50 airtime. Pilt, correct me if I'm wrong there. And it is a 7 o'clock kick. There it is, the J.H. Rose helmet, if you're with us on the video. The great Brian North, host of The Blitz. Do you have to get up and do morning news tomorrow also?
No, they're actually, last year they started giving me that break where I could sleep in on Fridays. I did it for 2 seasons where I got up, did the mornings, would go home, take a nap, come back and do The Blitz at night. But either my performance was really bad that they didn't want me to do it anymore, or they felt bad for me, one of the two. But either way, they've given me a break and they allow me to sleep in now. But I don't sleep in because I got the
great.
2 terrorists. Yeah, well, I got the 2 terrorists at home that I have to get up and get to. Now I have to get one of them to school, so I'm not really sleeping in much.
That's right. Brian's now the proud father of a kindergartner. How about that?
Yeah, we had the bit.
Uh-oh. North's,
got all those schedules,
wait a minute.
So it's been pretty crazy.
Well,
I freeze on you.
You froze on us there a little bit on the video. There we go. There's Brian right there. You just can't set it down, North. You're going to have to walk around the Blitz studio the whole time while you do this. All right. So on this Thursday, will there be a Blitz tonight?
No, a mini Blitz. Luke Schwartz will be out trying to get some of the really good games that we have this evening. We're actually in the process of trying to scramble and come up with a skeleton crew that can help him out. So I don't, the wife doesn't want me heading out, so I've got to try to find him some help. But we've got 4 or 5 really good games and some interesting games too. We've got, you mentioned Rose going to Elizabeth City. We've got Bertie, its first home game in 2 years. We've got really a great 1A battle between North Duplin and Northside, 2 of the top-ranked 1A teams in the state, going at it in Yeatsville. And we've got Farmville 1-0 going to Wheat Swamp to take on North Lenore and the new granddaddy coach, Larry Dale. And there's one more in there. Aiden Grifton and Martin County, the 2 hard luck losers in week 1, going at it in Littlefield tonight.
Yep, and there's a bunch, kind of all around, I think 25 statewide. Tarbell's playing Hertford County in one of them. So there are different games of note, different games of interest on the fringe and also in the direct area. Brian North is with us here. Okay, look, before we get into just some general football talk, this week the top player in the state going to Tennessee has sued the state of North Carolina in the NIL deal. That is, I've got it here, Faison Brandon from Grimsley High School, top quarterback going to there. Without getting too much in the weeds, state association said, yes, this is, we're going to allow NIL. We're going to put some rules in place to allow this. The state school board, NC Board of Education on the state level has taken over the athletic association, as we know. And they said, no, we're not doing this. So that's what has led to the lawsuit. What's the reaction you're hearing from different student athletes, from coaches, administrators, and whoever?
This was the warning that people gave when state politicians took over the NCHSAA. We would have stuff like this that would, the NCHSAA, for all its warts, for all its problems, was self-governing enough and was run by its own member institutions where they would come up with solutions, and they thought they had a viable solution here with NIL that they could put in place. Now this is why you're getting a lawsuit. As soon as the politicians got involved and said, nope, we're not going to have it, or not, we're going to revisit it, and it's going to take up to 2 years to get done. Well, these kids who, and there's very few. Now let's keep in mind, there's very few kids who would actually make money, significant money off of NIL. in high school, but you're keeping those kids from having that opportunity. And as we've seen with the NCAA, that's a problem. And so that's the reaction from coaches. While they are leery of it, they don't necessarily like it. They understand where it kind of fits in, and they just kind of want to get going with it. Instead, we're going to have to let lawyers decide, and it's going to be a problem down the road. In the meantime, some kids who and their families who could use the financial help based on their athletic ability won't get that, and that always leads to other issues and opens up Pandora's box where other people may try to help them financially in ways that aren't legal. So that's really kind of the reaction on the ground from players and coaches right now is, we had a solution. Just let us have the solution. Let's move forward with it so we can start figuring out all the regulations that we need to make this thing viable.
Brian North, host of The Blitz on News 12, WCTI, is with us. He's also the morning anchor 4 days a week during football season with that as well. Let me ask you about, this was a point that we brought up day before yesterday when this came out here on the show. With the colleges were, especially the really big ones, profiting off of the name and the image and the likeness. There was the video games and jersey sales and that kind of thing, even though they didn't have nameplates on the jerseys. I mean, if Brian North was number one and his jersey was for sale number one, or a jersey was for sale number one, everybody wore it because it was Brian North's jersey during his starring days at JMU. And a total example there, obviously. But my point is, is Grimsley High School profiting because this kid is in school there? I mean, that isn't that part of the argument here?
Yeah. Ticket sales, right? I mean, people want to go see stars. And so ticket sales, I'm sure, Grimsley's a school that's done well through the years, and they've always had state championship contenders. But ticket sales, people want to go see stars. So are they profiting? Yeah, a little bit on this as far as the kid goes. I mean, that's part of the whole deal. But the kid should be able to use, if a car dealership comes along and says, hey, you're a star here, we think you can help us sell cars if you just say, hey, Patrick Johnson Chevrolet is the place you need to go, then they should be paid for something like that or have that opportunity. And again, it leads to other things. We all know this. We've heard the stories of the envelopes under the pillows and the $50 handshakes and all those things in the past in college football. It even happens at the high school level, especially in these rabid towns that love their athletics. And you have boosters who want to see their team succeed. So that even happens at the high school level. But again, I think Georgia, when they made NIL legal, I think there was only 44 kids, and that's a really good football state now, but only 44 kids who any kind of significant NIL deals there. So we're talking about very few kids here, but still, it's about what is right and what is wrong, and then how do you cap it? But no, I mean, these high schools profit. When a team is good, they sell more tickets. But you also have to remember, football teams are what fund the athletic departments. They're kind of their own entity, especially in Eastern North Carolina. So they're self-functioning in that way.
We got Brian North with us here, and we appreciate his time greatly. What is going on, if anything, with the situation that was ramping up last year, maybe off season with New Bern? Where is that whole situation right now?
Well, as far as the football program now, that's pretty much put to bed, right? Terrence Saxby's back for a second year. The state championship vacated. We have not heard of any lawsuits going on there. I think people around here still kind of recognize it as a state championship, but it's not going to be in the record books that way. But I think everybody's kind of moved on. You have not seen New Bern yet because they haven't played at home, but they have new white helmets they have this year. And I think that was kind of one of Terrence Saxby's ways to separate from the past. New Bern's never worn white helmets, maybe back in the 50s. I think I saw some pictures, but it's been a long time. But that was one of his ways to go the complete opposite direction of those black helmets with a cool logo. Now it's just one of those little things I think he wants to do to separate from the past a little bit and just move on. And so that's kind of where, in the immediate part of the program, that's where they are right now.
All right, we've got Rose football tonight on 102.7. Who are the best teams in the area to look out for this year, Brian?
Havelock's number one, and I don't know if it's going to be close or not. We're going to find out. But they had, we were talking NIL, transfer portal. They got a quarterback coming over from West Carteret who set all the passing records at West Carteret, wanted it. And this is he kind of grew up in Havelock some, so everybody's telling me it's all legal on the up and up. But Jalen Hewitt moved from West Carteret to Havelock, and he was the missing piece. Now you move Jonathan Williams, the ECU commit, back to his natural position of wide receiver, and he can return kicks now and doesn't get as tired. And boy, he looked electric in week one, how fast he was. And as his head coach, Brent Wooten, told me, it's because he wasn't getting hit 40 times a game trying to play quarterback. So that's been the missing piece for Havelock, which is loaded at receiver, at running back, offensive line, defensive line, linebacker. Havelock seems to be the best team around. Look, New Bern's going to be good again. West Craven has got a real stout offense. Defense is going to be their question mark, but they're going to put up a lot of points. East Duplin looks really good again, maybe two of the best running backs in the state, and they're both underclassmen. Wallace, despite losing to Havelock last week, will be good at the 2A level. Tarboro is going to be really good, and we're excited. Tarboro and Havelock are going to play this year, and so that's going to be a real interesting game. So those are kind of some of the top teams. Jacksonville, I'm forgetting Jacksonville. They've got Damon June, who's headed to UNC next year. He's leading that way. They're not playing great right now, but Bo Williams always has them picking at the end of the year. And so we're really looking forward to the Havelock-Jacksonville game later this year, or any of those matchups with those teams. And Rose, look, I think Rose is going to be okay this year. I know they had the tough loss at New Hanover, but they started slow last year and finished strong. And with their quarterback, Jaden Lovett, I think they're going to be pretty good this year too.
All right, Brian North, the Blitz on News 12 is what they refer to it as now on Friday nights. What time does the Blitz come on Friday nights on Channel 12?
I'm glad you asked that, Patrick, because it's 11:10 is about when we hit after news and weather, but there's some new things we're doing this year. We have our normal Blitz on the ABC side from 11:10 to about 11:33. Then in 2 weeks from now, we're going to have Big Ten football on Fox Eastern Carolina on Friday nights. And when Big Ten football is over, they say 11:30, could be anywhere between 11:30 and 12. We will then have an encore presentation of the Blitz. We're calling the Blitz Extra. So if you're getting home later, want to see the Blitz again, that will be on Fox Eastern Carolina from after Big Ten football for a half hour. And then if you get home the next morning and want to watch again, 7:30 a.m. on ABC, we'll be doing another encore edition of the Blitz. So several different options. You can also stream it online, and you can find it on YouTube.
Oh, my gosh. All Blitz all the time. This is amazing. This is pretty good stuff. How many years have you been doing the Blitz? I know it started when you first got to town.
Yeah, Chris Justice started the Blitz back in the early 90s. I took over in September of 98, so this is technically my 27th season. I haven't quite made my 26th-year anniversary, but this is my 27th high school football season here in Eastern North Carolina.
Wow. It's hard to believe. How's JMU going to be, Northie?
Good. New football coach, new athletic director. I have not really delved into their lineup a whole lot, but the cupboard was not bare. It's just a matter of how this new football coach is going to do. And everything I've seen, he seems good. He's coming from, was it Holy Cross, I think? And so they're going to be good. But that Sun Belt is pretty stacked this year. So they open up at Charlotte. So that'll be fun to see how they do against what should be a better 49ers team.
I'm interested. So I got the call a few weeks ago. I'm going to be on the national radio of the Sun Belt Championship game. So I'm hoping that is at JMU, because I would like to go up to JMU because I've not been in that football stadium. I've been outside of it.
Really?
I've done basketball and other sports there, but I would love to go there and be at that stadium for a football game, because I hear it's pretty rowdy.
Yeah, it's a nice little stadium, and and they have their traditions now. When the first touchdown, they throw the streamers, which is a really cool optical event. But from when I was there, 30 years ago, when it was just a crappy little AstroTurf stadium, they've really built it up, and it looks pretty nice. You can still see it's now the visiting side, but it was the home side. But it's just a really nice environment with the hills and the railroad tracks behind it, and they've done a nice job building it. I wasn't sure, being tucked in between UVA, Virginia Tech, West Virginia, and Maryland, I wasn't sure they were going to be able to build a 1A winner, but boy, they've done it in a hurry. But it's been because of good leadership. And again, that's all gone now, so we'll see if it'll continue. But the environment there, they've done a really nice job selling out and drawing crowds. So, man, if they could have a Sun Belt championship game there, it'll be a really raucous environment.
Yeah, it'd be crazy. All right, what do you see out of the Pirates this year? What's your feeling on East Carolina?
Yeah, the schedule everybody talks about certainly helps, and I think we'll get a better idea. They want to play fast. I'm curious how the quarterback situation is going to work out, and I say this only because I just thought it was so curious. Mike Houston brought up Rio Johnson and Shane Carden, like he's already setting himself up to change quarterbacks here into a couple of games, and so Jake Garcia will be interesting to see how he looks and how he does against Norfolk State, and then they go to Old Dominion. So the schedule sets up well for them. I mean, they have to have a winning season with that schedule. I'm curious about the Liberty game and the App State game. Those two games are going to tell me a whole lot. And don't sleep on the Old Dominion game. I think ODU is going to be improved. So while the schedule looks favorable, it's still not, outside of Norfolk State, guaranteed wins. So they're still going to have to play well to win each week. But I think all of the games are winnable this year. And how they do in those handful of games that come down to the wire will be the difference in whether they're contending for a CAA title, if they're going to a bowl game, or if Mike Houston's looking for a new job next year. And so he seems determined and seems very optimistic, but I think he's a little nervous. I think he wants to see what this new offense and new offensive coordinator and new quarterbacks, they need to prove it before everybody can kind of exhale a little bit.
All right, good stuff. We're going to say goodbye to Brian North for now, but it was awesome to have you on. We'll get you back on one of these shows down the road to talk with you. Hopefully we'll see you Saturday. Maybe. I don't know. Do you work anymore on Saturdays or what?
There. Well, the wife went to 3 New Kids on the Block concerts this summer.
What is up with that? What is that about?
About midlife crisis, classic midlife crisis, but I'm using it to my advantage. By the third one, we agreed she could go if I got to choose what I wanted to do for football season, i.e. go to games almost every weekend. So I'm hoping to be seen a little bit more around Dowdy-Ficklin this year.
Okay. Well, looking forward to it. Thank you, buddy. Good to see you.
All right. Call anytime, Patrick. I'll answer.
All right. There he is. I know you will. The great Brian North. Always awesome to talk to him. We're going to take a break, Pilk, and we'll come back and we'll do a final segment. How about that? It is the Patrick Johnson Show here on 94.3 The Game. We'll be right back right after these words.
We're down to the final days of our summer sales event at Greenville Toyota.
Lease new RAV4s, $319 a month. Test drive the redesigned 2025 Camry, all with our advantage.
It's your last chance to save at Greenville Toyota.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers does real burgers better than anybody. And don't forget about the cheese sticks, fresh salads, and more. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, burgers and sports at its best.
Everybody loves tiebreakers.
Storm season is approaching. North Carolina weather can damage your roof, and before long, a small leak can turn into a big problem. Your home is one of your biggest investments, so protect it with Wells Home Improvements.
We work with all insurance companies for a hassle-free roof installation experience. Call us today and get 10% off your roof installation when you mention this commercial.
252-227-8403 or visit us online at wellshomeimprovements.com. Wells Home Improvements. Local, honest, dependable.
Let's go! Woo! Woo! Yeah! Football time!
Set the tone. Kyle, tie your shoes, tie your shoes. Yeah, good job.
Woo!
Grab a Pepsi Wild Cherry and get wild.
Summer is here and Sawyer's Fun Park is having a toddler summer special. From 10 a.m. to 12 noon, Monday through Friday, Sawyer's has a $10 2-hour unlimited pass for ages 2 to 4. That's one toddler and one parent for just $10 every weekday morning. Sawyer's Fun Park summer hours are Monday through Thursday from 10 to 8, Fridays and Saturdays from 10 to 9, and Sundays from 12 to 8. Book your tickets online at SawyersFunPark.com and beat the heat this summer at Sawyer's Fun Park.
Other restaurants claim their food is fresh and fast, but are they friendly? At Moore's, you're treated like family the minute you walk into their doors. With locations in Winterville, New Bern, Swansboro, Morehead City, and Jacksonville. We've been practicing what we preach since 1945. At Moore's, our barbecue is slow cooked and smoked over real wood daily until it's so tender it's falling off the bone. Combined with our fresh chicken, cooked to order seafood, and homemade fixins, we're sure you'll agree. If it's not Moore's, it's less.
Hurry, the summer savings event is coming to an end. Don't miss your chance.
Enjoy your summer in a new Corolla for just $219 a month, or a Highlander for only $399 a month. Got a trade? Get cash for it, or trade for a new Toyota.
Hurry into Greenville Toyota today.
And now, the stunning conclusion of the show. It's the P-Man here on 94.3 The Game.
All right. Thanks to Brian North for being with us, Justin Behr for being with us. Steve Logan coming up in just a matter of minutes. We'll be here at 4 o'clock every Thursday for the next little bit. Tomorrow, Coach Logan will join us for the Friday edition of the Patrick Johnson Show. And Armin Katayan, who has been with CBS Sports and CBS News and other national news outlets, 60 Minutes Sports. He's written half dozen bestsellers or co-authored them, and he's got a new one out on the state of college football and making it through the chaos that is college football here in this day and age. All right, Steve Logan is next. We'll catch you in the morning tomorrow, a little open line Friday on Talk of the Town. How about that? And back here for the Patrick Johnson Show tomorrow in our familiar time of 5 o'clock. Don't forget Rose football over on 102.7. They'll kick at Northeastern at 7. And we will be back tomorrow with a brand new Patrick Johnson Show here on 94.3 The Game and the IBX Media app. Have a great rest of your evening and afternoon, and enjoy the Logan Zone right ahead.